Monday night at the Civic Arena marked the return of the real Mario Lemieux. Within 19 seconds, Lemieux had the Civic Arena crowd on its feet as he scored. Then, just 35 seconds later, Rick Tocchet scored on an assist from Lemieux, and the Penguins had a 2-0 lead. These were the two fastest goals ever from the start of a game in Stanley Cup history. No sooner had the crowd set back when Larry Murphy connected on a power play goal, giving the Penguins a 3-0 advantage with only 1:48 gone in the first period. The Pens would go on to score 3 more times, including a second on the night by Mario Lemieux. But the prettiest goal came from Slippery Rock Joe Mullen early in the third period as he scored this shorthanded tally. Final score, the Penguins beat the Islanders 6-3, and coming up next, the Penguins try and wrap up the Patrick Division Championship with a win over the New York Islanders at the Nassau County Coliseum.
Pittsburgh Penguins hockey is sponsored by Pittsburgh Brewing Company. It's a Berg thing. By Cameron Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Classic, the official soft drink of the Pittsburgh Penguins and the NHL. By Foodland, yes, your everyday savings. By Integra Bank, where you can get the loans you need for times like these. By McDonald's, where what you want is what you get at McDonald's. By General Nutrition Centers, where America shops for health with over 1,100 locations coast to coast. By PPG's Olympic Stains and Paints, America's #1 do-it-yourself stain protects wood beautifully. By Bella Pennsylvania Yellow Pages, no other book can match it, a Bell Atlantic company. By Pizza Hut, order the new Neapolitan pizza and have it delivered by the second period. And by your authorized Western Pennsylvania Mercedes-Benz dealer.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. Tonight from the Nassau County Coliseum, the Pittsburgh Penguins meet the New York Islanders in Game 6 of the Patrick Division Finals. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to New York. The Penguins playing the Islanders, and they can close out this series and move on to play the Montreal Canadiens for the Wales Conference Championship. Pittsburgh leads the series 3-2, and they have made some adjustments in this series to take the lead. They had an impressive 6-3 win over the Islanders in their last meeting, and a big opportunity tonight, but they have adjusted well.
They have, Mike, and I think really they had to by on demand, really. Going into the third period of Game 4 is when they really started to pick it up offensively, and they started to realize that if they press the attack against the New York Islanders, they can really make some things happen. By getting the puck in deep behind Glenn Healy, they've generated a lot of offense in the last 2 games by doing that, and Kevin Stevens believes that they've really got to get back to that right from the start again tonight here on Long Island, and forecheck.
That's a big key, is to get in there and force your defensemen. You know, they have good defense and they move the puck well, and there's not too many weaknesses back there, but our main objective is to get in there and force the play and hopefully move the puck quick to the forward so we can maybe pinch down and maybe meet the defensemen when they meet the puck, and when that happens, that causes turnovers, and that's our big game, is the turnovers.
The Penguins, by coming out and dictating the attack like that, also can make that part of a design to go out and put this series away, something they've been able to do in their history. And they've also been able to eliminate goaltenders from the action during the course of a series during the playoffs the last 2 years. Glenn Healy became victim of that at 1:39 in the third period when he had to be replaced. And we were wondering today how that's going to affect him for this game tonight.
Well, it doesn't really bother me. Obviously, the Penguins have ways sometimes of humbling players, and they're the type of team that the goaltender can take the brunt of a lot of the heat that they give. And, you know, they played a good game. You have to give them credit. They came out fast. They caught us sleeping. We made numerous turnovers that they cashed in on. And, you know, tonight's a new night for us. We're looking at tonight as something to take us into the 7th game. And I think we'll play with a little bit more confidence, a little bit more initiative, and, you know, whatever happens in the past is the past. You know, it's yesterday's news.
Glenn Healy used the word initiative. The root of that word is initiate. The Islanders have used that word a lot, Mike. I look for them to come out and really initiate the physical part of the game tonight, try to really hit, especially hitting Mario Lemieux. I think they feel that they haven't hit him enough when he's been in there, and I look for them to do that tonight. That's, I think, a reason why the Penguins have to remain disciplined and do not retaliate and stay out of the penalty box, something they've really had a problem with during this series.
Well, I talked about the Penguins adjusting. Anytime you have 66 and he's healthy, that's a big adjustment as you play this game, and he appears to be all right going into action tonight against the Islanders. Game 6 coming up in just a moment. We'll have it for you on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my. Listen, at Foodland this week, get a $10 off coupon on games and stuff for Sundays in May in Kennywood. So stop by Foodland and pick up your $10 off Kennywood coupon. There's got to be an easier way to get to Foodland, Martha.
Say yes to savings with Pepsi 12-pack, only $2.99. Charmin bathroom tissue, just 59 cents with bonus coupon. Kellogg's Cinnamon Mini Buns, buy one, get one free. Hills Brothers Coffee, only $4.59. At Foodland, yes.
Foodland, yes.
If you're like most people, you need more than a penny for your thoughts. Because the things you think about cost a whole lot more. And you know if you had the money, you could really make something out of it. Well, now you can get the money for the things you want from Integra Bank. Because Integra Bank has the loans you need for times like these. To coin a phrase.
In my beer commercial, I'd have real men doing real things on a hot Saturday.
Since writing and starring in this Iron City beer commercial, it's been rumored that Dan has signed a 3-picture movie deal, has been approached by a national magazine to pose nude, has been to court twice for roughing up photographers, and has bought his own chimp. Jealous? Then take action. Write and star in your own beer commercial. Call the Pittsburgh Brewing Company at 412-692-1101. Your public is waiting. It's a Berg thing.
At some service centers, they offer a 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty. But at BP ProCare, we're so confident in everything we do, from simple repairs to major engine work on any make of car, we can offer a warranty with a few more miles on it. The new ProCare warranty. 24 months or 24,000 miles, whichever comes last. No other warranty goes further. BP ProCare Service Centers, we keep our word.
Pittsburgh Penguins hockey during the first period is brought to you in part by the new Dodge. See your local Dodge dealer today.
Game 6 at the Nassau County Coliseum. It's all coming up right in just a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network.
There's one candidate for Commonwealth Court who sticks out, Joseph Sabino Mystic. Joe Mystic's been sticking his neck out making tough decisions for 2 Pittsburgh mayors. Joe Mystic isn't an Eastern spiritual teacher. Joseph Sabino Mystic is a Western Pennsylvania law school professor. This Mystic is not a pizza, but Joe Mystic has delivered for average people. On May 18th, remember, Joseph Sabino Mystic for Commonwealth Court. He sticks out.
We know how to help you save on Dodge Caravan during the National Minivan Sale. Let's say you want both elegance and value. Then check out this Grand Caravan LE. You can get thousands in total savings, including sale prices on luxury options like leather trim seats, CD player, ABS brakes, and more. Only at the Minivan Store. See your nearest Dodge dealer. We know how to help.
Kogo's is looking for a few great smiles that have seen a few miles.
I enjoy the customers. I enjoy my crew. I just enjoy working.
When you're working, you're busy, but it's not a backbreaker. I think if you keep yourself busy, you're going to keep yourself young.
It's just a little extra spending money I can spend on the grandchildren.
I think it's a caring company. Cares about the neighborhood, cares about the community as a whole.
Nice people, nice place to work. That's Kogo's.
Now let's take a look at the scouting report. Expect the Islanders to pick up the hitting, particularly against Lemieux. And we'll find out what kind of resiliency Glenn Healy has after being pulled from the game and the third period of Game 5. The Islanders are 17-11 overall when facing elimination. The Penguins have to forecheck aggressively and intelligently, not get trapped as they try to force the attack. The Penguins have to avoid penalties. They were a short 17 minutes in Game 5. They've scored 11 goals in their last 46 shots, a very high shooting percentage, and they're 9-1 in clinching games in the last 10 playoff series.
Mario Lemieux takes center ice. The referee today will be Mark Bissett, the linesman Wayne Bonney and Gerard Gauthier. And the Penguins moving towards Glenn Healy, and the puck dropped, and it's underway. Larry Murphy of the Penguins. Penguins lead the series 3-2. Swinging over to Mike Ramsey, and the Penguin defenseman brings it on to center red. Shoots it in. Kasparaitis cut it off. The Islander defenseman. They will start Travis Green here with Brad Delgarno and Claude Loiselle. And here come the Islanders now, moving back into the Penguins end. Loiselle on the left side shoots it. Barrasso got a glove on it. He couldn't handle it. Relayed over to the near side. Kasparaitis firing save. Rebound score. It's Brad Delgarno, and the Islanders strike early here in Game 6. Brad Delgarno.
Loiselle shot the puck. Barrasso gloved it and dropped it down for Tocchet to handle it. Normally a forward does not take the puck from Barrasso in that situation. Tocchet just had to wrap it around. Kasparaitis got it, shot it back to the net, and Delgarno was right there for the rebound. The Penguins were out of sync defensively on that play, and it probably would have been a good idea for Barrasso to hang on to the puck. But he wanted to move at that time, and I think it cost him. Rick Tocchet just was not accustomed to taking a puck from Tom Barrasso in that situation. He found himself deep in his own zone, and he just tried to wind it off the boards. It came right to Kasparaitis. Defense still hadn't gotten back to take care of Delgarno, and he put the puck into the net with a lot of time.
Well, the Islanders do something they really wanted to do. One is to score early. Two is to get the first goal in the game. The first time in this playoff series, they've been able to do that. And so they lead 1-0. Remember, the Penguins scored 19 seconds in to the game in game number 5 against the Islanders. Mario Lemieux cashing in. The Penguins went on to score 3 times in the first minute and 48 seconds. The Islanders have the puck, and they lift it to the Penguin line. Tagliafieri defensively for the Penguins. Shoot it up to center to Jeff Daniels to the Islander line, and they'll shoot it up the stick of Healy. The goaltender deflects it over to the near corner. Malikov going for it, and up to center to Ray Ferraro. Somebody's lost the glove back in the Islanders' end. It comes to Ferraro now. Back left side of King in front of Ferraro, and he can't quite get there. Yager of the Penguins trying to take it out of danger, and he'll skate up. Wristed over to Jeff Daniels to the right wing boards and into the zone. It'll come behind the net. Healy, the goaltender for the Islanders, plays it up the left wing to Uwe Krupp. Islanders moving well here in the early going. Good right wing pass to Steve Thomas. Trying to swing wide on Grant Jennings. He took the shot and broke his stick on the play. Thomas will have to leave his blade on the ice, and the Penguins haul it in. Joey Mullen. Mullen finding Grant Jennings. 1-0 Islanders here in this first period. And they deal it to the Islanders in. Jennings off the left wing board, shooter right to the net, and Healy got a piece of that one. It deflects over and comes to Brian Mullen of New York. Head-man pass for Benoit Hogue. Flying to the Penguins in. He goes in and goes behind the net. They dig for it. It's Hogue with it. Centers it in front. Brian Mullen trying to get there, and they can't. Mullen comes after it near left wing corner. Back to the left point to Curvers and on all the way to center ice and through to the Islanders zone.
Well, twice the Penguins have had to have a forward coming back like a defenseman with a defenseman trapped here. The first one led to a goal, and that time, fortunately, they got away with it as Hogue had the puck and didn't do anything with it.
17:55 left in period number 1. The Islanders lead 1-0 on an early goal by Brad Delgarno. Kasparaitis with the only assist. And here is Stevens up in it into the Islanders zone, and Kasparaitis trying to play the puck out. He will on the center ice. Travis Green bumped by Rick Tocchet right at center red, but he avoids that check and comes down the right side. Ramsey stepped into him, and the puck sails away from him and on to center. Richard Pilon, the Islander defensive pressure by Lemieux, and it went right by Lemieux all the way to the Islander goal. With the puck, Glenn Healy. Snap it around the boards, and the Isles come over to try and get it out. Green runs one of the Penguins and knocks him flying. That's Larry Murphy, but here with the puck is Stevens, and he shoots it. That missed the target. Around onto the center ice and back to the Penguin line. Mike Ramsey of Pittsburgh up in the air, and right over the outstretched glove of Mario Lemieux, all the way to Islander territory. And Delgarno tried to play it out. Tocchet kept it in for a moment, but Tocchet is up in it by Delgarno, will set him on his wallet. Murphy of the Penguins bumped hard by Kasparaitis, and the Islanders are using the body in the early going. Loiselle unable to get it out, but it comes to Travis Green, and he'll just deal it on the center ice, and Ulf Samuelsson has it for the Penguins. 1-0 New York here in the first period. Game number 6. The Islanders trying to tie the series and force a 7th game back in Pittsburgh. And we have had that happen before against the Islanders. Here's Martin Straka trying to shoot it in front. Healy couldn't cut it off, and it comes to Jaromir Jagr. Jagr has 3 goals in the last 3 games. Ready to step out. Does. Put it in front. It comes all the way to the right side. In shooting the puck, the Penguins put it on, and Tagliafieri is stopped by Glenn Healy. as Loney and Pilon jam up in front of the Islander goal. We'll return in a moment. The Penguins won, the Islanders nothing. The Islanders won, the Penguins nothing on the Penguins Hockey Network.
A truly sophisticated automobile can tell you a lot about itself. In the placement of its controls and switches, in their feel and ease of operation, in the information the car gives you. Every thoughtful detail of the Intrepid's instruments ensures that you'll never be in the dark. Intrepid. This changes everything.
Nature can be devastating to wood. All-purpose water sealer's waterproof. So does Olympic WaterGuard for wood. But only Olympic has sunblock protection to fight sun damage, plus resists mildew, and has penetrating linseed oil to strengthen wood fibers. Olympic WaterGuard with 4-way wood protection, because wood needs more than an all-purpose water sealer.
This face off to the left of Glenn Healy, goaltender for the New York Islanders, who in playoff competition at 6-4 and 3.25 goals against average. Tommy Fitzgerald, who has played well against the Penguins, against Martin Straka. Straka with Loney and Yager. And Vaski defensively leaves the puck for Malikov. Jeff Norton a scratch tonight for the Islanders. Not playing, and Loney of the Penguins comes up with a puck at the blue line left side over to Jaromir Jagr. They double team him, so he spins it over to Loney, and Ulf Samuelsson he goes. His shot blocked, and it carries all the way back to Penguin territory. Straka gets to the puck, looks for Ulf Samuelsson. He's run by Fitzgerald. They've got a shoulder in him. The Islanders have thrown about a half a dozen checks here in the early moments of this game. They have used the body as they said they would. And they played hard hockey here against the Penguins. They lead 1-0. Vladimir Malikov. Malikov's pass up to the left side to Fitzgerald. He'll leave the puck for Bukoda, and he'll shoot it all the way to the Penguin net. Barrasso kicked that one away from the goal. Vaski at the right point. Yager trying to beat him to it, and he does, and he sails it on to center ice. Uwe Krupp, Islander defenseman, leaving a puck for David Boddick, who is out here, and he's going to come off now as he shoots it in. The Islanders will try and make a wholesale change. They have it right side of the Penguins in. Uwe Krupp's shot, and that was deflected. And that one right up into the seats, and we'll get a face-off in Penguin territory. So Ferraro trying to get on here as the Islanders make a change. The Penguins will do the same.
Well, the Penguins wanted to come out and win the first period, as they've been doing, because they are 6-0 when they outscore the opposition in the first period in the playoffs. They've outscored the Islanders 7-2 in the first periods of the games in this series so far. But right now, the Islanders have the 1-0 lead. Al Arbor said no alibis for the loss after Game 5. He said, we were lousy. We're going to get back to playing the way we can play and stop standing around and watching.
Al Arbor, a very classy individual, and really has a good perspective on the game. Teams just come to play, as we've mentioned time after time, and the Islanders right now trying to tie the series. Penguins trying to put them out and go on to meet the Montreal Canadiens. That series, if the Penguins win, would begin on Sunday at Pittsburgh. If the Islanders win this series, it will begin in Montreal on Sunday. And Ferraro now taps it into the Penguins in. Barrasso behind his own net. Barrasso driving around the boards, but now Kerber's left point. He shoots one that was deflected, comes off the far wing. Here come the Penguins now rushing up. They've got a 4-man rush coming back towards the Islanders in. Jennings drop pass to Joey Mullen. Mullen moves in and shoots it off the shoulder of Healy. Rebound right in front. Who's going to get it? And it bounces free, and it's loose on the circle. Daniels puts it in front, but Francis can't get a stick on it. Uwe Krupp for the Islanders. Deals it off the boards, and that will carry him all the way down to the Penguin zone. I believe an icing call here. Yes, it will be against the Islanders. Well, the Penguins almost tying the game on a hard shot by Slippery Rock Joe. Ferraro's line comes off. Ray Ferraro leading the National Hockey League playoffs in goal scoring with 11. And there's Glenn Healy, who's bounced back here after being pulled in game number 5.
Healy allowed 5 goals on 16 shots in game 5. Stopped Joey Mullen, and the rebound came out. Ferraro was coming back late on the play, Mike, and he ended up covering up that puck in the circle. He did a good job to get back and get involved in playing some defense in his own zone. Glenn Healy is a mentally tough goaltender, and I think and what I mean by that is I think he's so relaxed and he's such an easygoing kind of a guy that he's able to bounce back from the kind of performance that he had in game 5.
Yeah, he's 30 years old now, too. He's been around, so he has seen the good times and the bad times. Ups and downs. I think Wayne Gretzky put it best. The quote there I saw, the playoffs are nothing but a bunch of peaks and valleys. And that's so true. I mean, one minute you're on top of the world, the next minute you're down, and then finally it's over for one team. And people just want to be at that peak all the time, but it doesn't happen that way. Both teams go through a lot in the playoff series. Stevens up in it by Kasparaitis, and the puck rolls into the Islander zone, and Healy played it up the near boards. Tocchet lets it go for Larry Murphy of the Penguins on edge, and he shoots the puck, and that's Healy stopping that one. Tocchet going after it. He can't come up with it. Mark Possett, the referee, watches Loisel put it behind the net and hit Mario Lemieux in the face. Lemieux got hit in the face on that attempted clearing play by Claude Loisel. And they'll check on Mario to see if he's all right. And there's been that kind of year for Mario and everything. Now he gets hit with a puck in the side of the head.
It hurts right there. It's right where the jawbone, the joint there, and it makes it difficult. You saw him flexing his jaw. It hurts when you do that. Just trying to loosen it up. Claude Loisel, according to Lemieux, told him he was going to try to hurt Mario and try to go after his back. Loisel denied it today when people asked him about it. But there's been a lot of trash talk on the ice between these two clubs. And Scotty Bowman told his team today to try to cool it in that regard, because it's not helping that the Penguins, for instance, were shorthanded for 17 minutes in Game 5. And he wants them to be more disciplined, not only in terms of retaliation against the Islanders, but also retaliating against referees.
The Islanders lead this game 1-0. 14-18 left first period. Brad Delgarno with the only goal. After a very low-scoring first 3 games of the series, we've seen the tempo pick up. We had a 6-5 game, and then the Penguins won 6-3. 1-0 here with the Islanders on top. In the near corner, the Islanders in. The Penguins spin it back in. Needham can't get to it. He's on with Sean McEachran and Dave Tippett. Right point, Tippett shoots it, and it avoids the net. Down to the left wing corner, and Uwe Krupp running McEachran into the boards. Puck squirts free, and Benoit Hogue will find a breaking Brian Mullen. Mullen to the Islanders, shoot it to the Penguin right wing side. It comes off to Thomas, cutting for the net, and a defensive play by Ulf Samuelsson to knock the puck off his stick before he could shoot it. At the right side, Brian Mullen. Now they set it up for Thomas, and a shot. May have hit the post to the right of Tom Barrasso. We are 250, 60 feet away from the net, so awfully tough to see whether it hit the post or not. And bounced away back into the Islander zone, and it comes to Uwe Krupp. We are right down in behind the Islander net, is where we're broadcasting from tonight. And it is dropped back into the far corner of the Penguin zone. Jennings going back. He'll roll it around the horn to Shel Samuelsson. Samuelsson on to center now to Troy Loney. And Loney leaves the puck. Here's Straka with a chance coming down the slot. He shoots, scores! Martin Straka ties it for the Penguins. Oh no, Eddie Spaghetti, and Marty Straka gets the goal to tie it.
Well, Malakoff and Vasky were the defensemen on the ice. The offensive line on for the Islanders with Thomas and Ferraro and King. And the Penguins took advantage of that, coming back with a good rush to the blue line. Yager and Straka. Straka just went all the way with it to the slot. Nobody touched him, and he fired that puck low past Glenn Healy to tie the game at 1.
Straka just had enough of it on his stick to snap that shot off, his first ever playoff goal. And so the rookie from Czechia scores for the Penguins to tie the game. 6:47 the time. I know Loney will get an assist on it. Maybe Yager also. Well, the Penguins tied at 1. And it's going to be Shel Samuelsson. He made the play out of the Penguin zone to send it ahead. And here is the puck back into the Islanders end. From behind the net, Yager is up in it by Malakoff, and it comes free. Steve Junker just called up with Flatley out from Capital District of the American Hockey League. Junker out here. It was a draft choice in '91 by the Islanders out of Spokane of the Western Hockey League. First NHL game ever. The shot by the Islanders. It goes in. Right from the left side. In the left wing circle, the Islanders have taken the lead again, 2-1. That one came out of nowhere.
Just remind you a little bit of the third period of Game 4. Penguins score. Islanders come right back. Derek King with a shot. Shel Samuelsson came over. I don't know if Barrasso just did not get that puck. I just think he fanned on it. I don't think it hit the stick of Shel Samuelsson. Just a sharp angle shot that Barrasso mistimed. He went down to block the shot, and I think he just got down a little late on it, and it was a shot with good velocity by Derek King that just simply beat Tom Barrasso. So it's a 2-1 hockey game.
Well, Derek King could not buy himself a goal in the playoffs. He now has 3 against the Penguins, and the Islanders regain the lead. And it is 2-1 New York. Drilled back into the Penguins end, and Murphy now giving the puck over to Peter Taglianetti. Penguin defenseman comes up. He'll push it to the right wing corner. The Islanders go in. Kasparaitis gets to it, and we get an icing call against Pittsburgh. Goal seems to have deflated the Penguins a little bit. They're and that's coming out with real good authority here on this shift. We'll be back. The Islanders 2, the Penguins 1 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Where are the drivers of these cars? Where is the crew of this boat? Where have all the flour sellers gone? Could it be the whole nation is having a Big Mac attack?
Yes, because for a limited time, when you buy a Big Mac at the regular price, you get a second Big Mac for just 25 cents. It's all for Big Mac's 25th anniversary.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Where is the spokesman for this commercial?
In the past, if you wanted to gain weight, you had to eat food loaded with fat and cholesterol. Today, there's a healthier choice. General Nutrition Center's Pro Performance 1850 Weight Gainer, a scientifically designed formula of 1,850 nutrient-dense, fat-free calories per serving. Drink a glass of 1850 a day, eat right, exercise, and help pack on quality pounds fast. Make the healthy choice with Pro Performance 1850, only at General Nutrition Centers, the authority in sports nutrition products.
All right, back to play, and a long shot by the Islanders. Richard Pilon never got to the Penguin goal. Penguins after that TV timeout. Here's Travis Green with the puck trying to work it around the net. And it goes back behind the goal. Give the Penguins a little time to kind of regroup here. They trail 2-1.
Stevens was
just stunned them.
Just tripped Mike by Delgarno. Should have been a penalty call.
Back to action again in the Penguin zone. Around the left wing boards. And lifted behind the net. Taganetti defensively, giving the puck over to Larry Murphy. And the Penguin defenseman will find Mario Lemieux. 2-1 the Islanders lead. Lemieux throw it up to the Islander line. Blocked there by the Islanders, and Travis Green denied the play. Now it sails back into the Islanders' end. Off the boards comes Stevens from the net. He shoots in him. Just went wide. Healy got enough of him to force him wide of the net before he wanted to put it in. Uwe Krupp around to Brad Delgarno. Well, Stevens had an opportunity coming down the right wing, and he came in, but Healy kind of challenged him. The Islanders guilty of icing. And the crowd responds to Glenn Healy, the Islander goaltender, who came out to challenge the big left winger of the Penguins, Kevin Stevens. He was coming down the off wing.
Healy using that stick to force Stevens wide. Stevens came cutting in from a sharp angle in the circle. Healy got that stick out there, and he's got enough of that stick of Kevin Stevens to make the puck go wide of the net. Aggressive goaltending by Glenn Healy, and that's the reason why that puck did not go in. Came out to challenge. You do that, Mike, when you have a man cutting across like that. If you can come out at him, then he's got to go out and around you, and that's what happened there. As Stevens had to go out and around Healy, and he couldn't get the puck back into the net.
Yager and the Penguins with McEachran and Straka on board on this line matchup, but Fitzgerald has the puck for the Islanders to the left wing to Benoit Hogue. Hogue has yet to score against the Penguins in this series. Around behind the Penguin goal, he still controls to the right wing boards. Benoit Hogue, wheel and deal. On the left side of Dennis Vasky, and Yager's after him. 2-1 the Islanders lead. Off the left point, Thomas right side to Hogue, and he shoots it. And Ulf Samuelsson blocked that, the Penguin blue liner. Around the boards, Yager set up, and he tries to move the puck. Vasky pinches in to keep it alive. They go behind the net. The Islanders on good pressure here. Fitzgerald behind the goal. Leaving the puck, and Ulf Samuelsson will whip it up the sideboards. Yager tried to clear. He couldn't do it. Malakoff, penalty coming up here. And it will be against the Penguins. Yager is going to go into the penalty box, apparently. And he says something to Mark Fossett.
Islanders pinching the defense down the board. Malakoff covering up well for Vasky as he came down the boards to greet Yager, and I think Yager was caught by surprise by Vasky coming down and pinching against him on the right wing boards. He may have retaliated against him. Vasky came down. Yager got his hands up. Vasky came in with a high left hand on him. Certainly looked as though Vasky initiated, and if Yager retaliated, then he's going to take the penalty. But Vasky definitely initiated the hit here on Yager. You just look at it there, but you see Yager getting the stick up into the face of Vasky to protect himself as he saw Vasky coming. And the Penguins find themselves shorthanded again. And earlier, it looked to me, and it was a long way away. Again, we're in the end zone. The other end, as though Stevens was tripped by Delgarno coming out of his own zone, and nothing was called.
This face-off will be in Pittsburgh territory. The right of Tom Barrasso. Ray Ferraro steps in against Ron Francis. Penguin penalty killing. They've allowed 7 power play goals in the playoffs. They've allowed 3 to the Islanders in 27 chances. The Islanders 11.1 in the percentage conversion rate against the Penguins, overall at 8.8. And they lead 2-1, trying to add to that total right now. Been a lot of short-handed goals in this series, 2 by the Penguins and 4 by the New York Islanders. So that's always a possibility. Kerber's left point Penguins in. Shoots it, and Barrasso, I think, got a left pad on that to make the save. Around to the left point, Kerber's again. Center point from Malikov. Try to swing it to the net. Penalty coming up, and it's going to be against the Islanders, and that's going to even things up. Derek King knocked down the Penguins' Larry Murphy, and he may get an extra 2 minutes here. No, a slashing call. That's the move he was giving him. I thought he was trying to give him, or looking at him as though he's going to give him a sportsmanlike conduct penalty, too. So that evens it up, and the Islanders quickly 0 for 1 on the power play. Really not a fair test because they're only 24 seconds in. They have come after Murphy here early in this hockey game physically against the Penguin defenseman.
So Murphy was just jumping to the loose puck, getting there quicker, and he was hauled off his skates with a slash down around the ankles.
Well, a little old 4-on-4 hockey right now, and Mario Lemieux steps on board with Joe Mullen. Faceoff will be in the Islanders zone. The Islanders will counter with Fitzgerald and Travis Green.
Well, Mike King and company were on the ice with a goal against. They came right back out and answered that by getting one of their own to give the Islanders the lead again. And now King's in the box.
Pulled back by Travis Green against Lemieux. And Kasparaitis settles in defensively for the Islanders. 4-on-4. Penguins will come out of this with a power play for 24 seconds later on unless things change, and Travis Green gains the Penguin line and he shoots it towards the net, blocked by Ulf Samuelsson. David Bollig going behind the Penguin goal, but he lost the edge of their skate and went down, and here's Murphy looking for a breaking Lemieux, and he has him out at center. Lemieux with those long strides glides his way to the Islander line. Drop pass for Ulf Samuelsson. He didn't expect that. Right in front, Joey Mullen trying to get to it though, and he can't. Kasparaitis on the counterattack. Murphy and Ulf Samuelsson are back. Kasparaitis moving to the Penguin zone down the right wing, has a little room now, pulls back looking in front of deflection by Bollig. Goes wide of the Penguin net. It squirts free. Here's Kasparaitis shooting. Not much on that, and it went wide of the cage. Murphy relays it up to center, and Joey Mullen drags it back. Coming towards the Islander line. 2-1 New York here in period number 1. Mullen's going to push it to the corner and go after the puck himself. Healy comes out. He got a piece of it. Where is it? Around the near side. The Islanders will break out. Lemieux and Mullen might be a little tired, but Shell Samuelsson defensively makes a nice play to get the puck back. And the Penguins just drive it into the Islander zone. They'll make a complete change now. Well, Lemieux is going to stay on. I thought he might come off. 9:06 left here in the first period. The Islanders 2. The Penguins 1. New York will be called on an icing call here as they cleared at the length of the ice, and they'll come back into New York territory. And Lemieux will go to the bench now, and Ronnie Francis steps on board with Kevin Stevens. If you joined us late, Brad Delgarno scored 25 seconds into this hockey game to make it 1-0 New York. Martin Straka tied it for the Penguins at 6:47. And then 32 seconds later, it was Derek King giving the Islanders the lead once again, and they have the advantage.
I saw Scotty Bowman looking up at the clock, Mike, and he's trying to compute the power play time for the Penguins here. He wants to be ready for when the Penguins get the opportunity. Yager will be coming out of the box.
We know one of big Penguin fans, Rocco Media from Greensburg, and his family. Rocco on the tour, I guess, when he's playing, calls all the time to find out what the Penguins have done. A shot from the left point. We just wanted to say hello to his family and pass along a hello to him and tell him thanks for following the Pens. We do appreciate that. Great young golfer and on the tour, and it's grabbed now. The Penguins really love the game of golf, the majority of them. And Fitzgerald now handling the biscuit, and the Islanders have it over to Claude Loisel. And dealt behind the net. And from behind the goal, it'll be Ulf Samuelsson. 13 to go in the penalty now as the Penguins have the man eventually. Pass to Lemieux behind the defense, walks in, he shoots. Healy to save, a rebound. Shot, a big save. A Samuelsson denied by Glenn Healy. Lemieux and Samuelsson both stop on great saves by Healy. Here's Murphy of the Penguins now trying to get around the net. Goes to Lemieux in front. Francis and Stevens there, and it goes by both men. And Derek King just came on. He's got a 2-on-1. King down the right side. Murphy trails the play. King looks for Benoit Hogue, but he shoots it. And Barrasso makes the save on him. Rebound. Mullen puts it on. Ulf Samuelsson scrambles around the net, and it comes free over to the far side. Now Benoit Hogue of the Islanders giving the puck. Uwe Krupp, look out. He shoots. Barrasso save. Rebound. It comes back out to Krupp. Can he pull the trigger? He can't. The puck loose along the near boards. Krupp now drives it back in, and I think he got hit by his old man. Uwe Krupp, one of the Islanders, did, and went down. And the puck played up ice, but the whistle sounds. One of the Islanders, Brian Mullen, got hit, I think, by his own man, Uwe Krupp. Will return. 7:41 left. The Penguins just had a great chance to tie it. Couldn't do it. 2-1 Isles on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Suppose you wanted to make a chair as stable as can be. Where would you put the legs? Right at the corners.
right? Now, suppose you wanted to make a car as stable as can be. Where would you put the wheels? Right. That's why the new Intrepid is so remarkably stable. The wheels are pushed out toward the corners. The further we pushed, the more stable and sure-footed it became. Intrepid. This changes everything.
What could 4 minutes cost if your 800 service goes down? If you're big in the travel business, $240,000. But with us, nobody misses the boat. Introducing the AT&T 800 service Never Miss a Call Guarantee. Now if there's a problem, we can reroute your calls in less than a second. Sign up for the Never Miss a Call Guarantee. It's the #1 reason with AT&T 800 service, it's always smooth sailing. AT&T, the best in the business. Guaranteed.
Brian Mullen, whose career started on roller skates, got the wheels taken out from under him here. Ronnie Francis went down, and the stick came up and caught Mullen in the face.
It wasn't Krupp that hit him, and again, our apologies to you. So far away from finding out what did happen, but Francis got spun around and he caught him, and down went Brian Mullen. It looked as though there was a collision between Uwe Krupp and Brian Mullen. The puck lifted now above the Islander bench. We're going to stop in action with 7:27 left here in the first period. Dave Tippett, first year on board with the Penguins. The winner of this series will play the Montreal Canadiens, and the Canadiens, by the time it's all done, will have had 8 days of rest before they meet either the Penguins or the Islanders come Sunday. And from the face-off, the Penguins win this one, and Shell Samuelson will ram it to the Islanders' zone. Healy behind the net, made 2 big saves, comes in front, though Tippett trying to turn and shoot it, and was blocked in front. Tippett's after it again. Can't quite get it. Ellie comes after it and backhands it wide of the goal. Talking to the Penguins over to Grant Jennings. He shoots it, hit a leg. Karam's right in front. Malakoff around the boards. Got it by Jennings and on to center ice, and Fitzgerald was dumped by Grant Jennings. Wristed up into the Penguin zone, and Shell Samuelson getting to the puck. He is paired out here with Jennings. Loney takes a bump in the play, but he works the puck out of his own zone onto center. Tippett runs his shoulder into Pilon. Kasparaitis gets possession. Kasparaitis of New York onto the Penguins end. Skating down deep against Jennings. Pulls up, breaks on. Skate stop. Now try to pull it around Jennings. Jennings in reaching in. Whack around over to the far, the near side, and the Penguins get it. And it's Rick Tocchet onto Martin Straka. He moves in against Pilon and shoots the puck. Going against the grain, and Healy got his shoulder up to make that save on Martin Straka. Steve Thomas on the counterattack. Gave it away to Jaromir Jagr. Jagr right on to Peter Taglianetti, and the Penguin defenseman drills it in behind Healy. Healy making a couple of good saves against the Penguins in this first period. Keep the score 2-1. Steve Thomas up the far side of his own zone. Straka just missed that puck, but McEachran won't. He tried to give it to Straka, and it's just behind him. Straka's bounced to the ice by Richard Pilon. Here are the Islanders again, returning to the Penguins in over to David Bollig. Bollig leaves it right side. Krupp comes in quickly. He gets to the puck, and Samuelson blocked it. Now back to the net. Krupp shoots it. Blocked by Barrasso. Thomas turns to shoot it. That was stopped in front. Bollig running one of the Penguins into the corner board. Benoit Hogue of the Penguins put it behind the net, and Ulf Samuelson of Pittsburgh shuffle it down the far wing. Thomas comes over to get it. Steve Thomas giving the puck to Benoit Hogue. Comes out of the corner without anywhere to go, and he's run back into that corner now, and they'll freeze it. And we'll get a face-off. Taglianetti bumping one of the Islanders. That's Steve Thomas.
Taglianetti took a good hit from David Bollig. I didn't know he could throw body checks like that. He sent him flying. The Penguins for a moment there had no defenseman in front of the net. Trying to figure out where the other D was. He was in the corner. Taglianetti was over that way also. And Jagr was the only man in front of the Penguins goal. Alfie was down in the corner. Unfortunately, he was able to freeze the puck over that way. Good forechecking by the Islanders. They're bumping people at every opportunity. Came out of a traffic jam. Taglianetti traced him. Now you had Ulf Samuelson and Peter Taglianetti over in the corner. Taglianetti got hit by Volek earlier and really got knocked flying by David Volek. Martin Straka collided with Richard Pilon back here in the Islanders zone.
Pilon just lifted him up and threw him down is what he did. He just picked him up and then was away from where Fawcett would see the play, and he knew he had an opportunity to get a clean shot and take him out, and he did just that, did Pilon.
One check got checked and the other check threw a check.
Fitzgerald and the Penguins in against Ron Francis. Francis on board here with Kevin Stevens and Joe Mullen. Scotty Bowman moving Lemieux around tonight. This face-off will be won by the Islanders. Malakoff on the right side shoots the puck and was deflected. It comes over to Larry Murphy. Murphy, the Penguin defenseman, looks for room. Wind it around and will come to his defense partner, Mike Ramsey. Ramsey to center ice, and here come the Penguins on the move behind the defense. Stevens comes in, he wrist one, and Healy again stops Kevin Stevens on our heavy wrist shot. Malikoff trying to play the puck out. He gets it over to Vaske, and Dennis Vaske can't get it out. Murphy bank it over to the left wing corner. Racing forward will be Vaske. Again, the defenseman for the Islanders, and he does push it onto center circle. The Penguins have Lemieux on here now between Stevens and Mullen. And Lemieux comes out to play center ice. Derek King returning to his own end. They let Francis handle the face-off, so Lemieux takes over in this unit now. Pilon has trouble with it. Lemieux trying to keep the possession. Coming right side to Larry Murphy. He'll move in and shoot it. Where is it? It hit the backside of Kevin Stevens. And Travis Green of the Islanders just steers it on the center. Larry Murphy reads the play and knocks it down out of midair. Jennings deflects it up to Lemieux on the right wing side to Joey Mullen. Mullen looks in front for Stevens. It hit a leg and carries him all the way out of the zone very quickly. And Shell Seamelson on defense shoots it off the glass and into the Islander near corner. The Penguins are coming on right now. 4:33 left in period number 1. Pittsburgh trailing the Islanders 2-1, and Pilon's going to softly send it all the way down to Penguin real estate. Jennings cut it off before it went across the goal line, and Jeff Daniels handles the puck. Jennings runs into David Bollock, sends him flying, and up the center it will come over to the Penguins' Shell Seamelson. He'll bounce it in. That was Delgarno who took that check from Grant Jennings, and he really decked him. Now Garno to the left side. We've had a lot of hits behind the play here in this first period. And the puck back into the Penguins zone, and Jennings from behind the net giving the puck over to Shell Seamelson. Those two paired defensively for the Penguins, and they have Francis at center, but they lose the puck. Back into Penguin ice. Shell Seamelson retreating, the 6'6" defenseman. Spin it near boards to center. Yager looks for it, and he throws it back into his own zone to Shell. Shell Seamelson sets up at his own blue line. Snap a pass off the boards. It carries into the Islanders' territory, and Healy comes out of the net. Move it quickly up to center ice, but Ron Francis picks it off, and the Penguin center iceman shoots it in again. Uwe Krupp trying to clear. The Penguins go to the puck to the left point to Ulf Seamelson. Back behind the net. Pittsburgh now putting pressure on, and it comes over free to the Islanders. Brian Mullen. Mullen finding a breaking Steve Thomas, and Thomas of New York deals it up to the left wing corner. Mullen comes out from a bad angle. He took a shot. That went wide of everything, and the Penguins counterattack, and here they are on the move, 2-on-2. Tocchet looking left wing to Troy Loney. Loney goes in deep to the Islanders zone against Malikoff. He'll take him out of the play. Tocchet goes to Ulf Seamelson. In front for Loney, a deflection, and just went wide of the net over the left shoulder of Glenn Healy. And Brian Mullen's going to take it out of danger and shoot it back to center red. Here come the Penguins again. They snap it into the Islanders zone, but Vaske able to play the biscuit up the center now to Ray Ferraro of the Islanders. 1-on-1 against Taglianetti, and they'll stand him up. He has nowhere to go. The loose puck corralled by Pittsburgh, and Tocchet on the center up to Lemieux, and he's double teamed by two of the Islanders. They take it away, but they can't clear. Jam back into the near corner. Malikoff defensively quickly back for the Islanders. Around the left wing for Steve Junker. Junker carries the puck up. That'll be a big thrill for this guy to play in a Stanley Cup playoff game. Just as you think back a year ago when the Penguins brought up Mike Kyluk, Jock Callender, and Mike Needham. Remember that? In the playoffs to play against the Rangers. Kind of an unexpected move, and Junker's getting a chance to play with Patrick Flatley out of the lineup. 2-1 New York. Here at center, Loisel waits for a man to get onside as he shoots the puck into the Penguin zone. Barrasso could not cut it off. Stevens works it up off the boards and onto center red with 2:10 to go in the first period. And New York leading Pittsburgh 2-1 in Game 6. The puck back into the Penguins zone. The Islanders called here on an infraction. We'll be back 2-1 New York on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Vietnam, 1968. A 19-year-old soldier clung to one thought: survival. Andrew T. Niggett Jr. survived despite a shrapnel wound that destroyed half his face. He underwent surgery for scars and therapy for emotional ones. He has earned 2 master's degrees. In 1989, he was awarded the Courage to Come Back Award and now works to help others. We salute Andrew T. Niggett Jr. He had the courage to come back.
Do you want to save lots of money every day? Shop Foodland and look for the yes tags for special discounts on hundreds of selected items. It all adds up to your everyday savings, only at Foodland. Yes.
Say yes to savings with Fikes regular ice cream, only $1.99. LaJoy 5-pack meals, just $2.79. Eckrich meat franks, buy one, get one free. Ultra Game detergent, only $5.99. At Foodland, yes.
Foodland, yes.
Well, you're looking at what we look at. That's the same camera angle we're working at, the same location. Taglianetti and Ferraro was about 7 miles down the road where that was taking place. Right side, Murphy fires one over the right shoulder of Healy. The Islander goaltender actually got a blocker up on it, and it hit that and then carried him into the seats. So they'll face it off again in New York ice.
Healy has been tough here in the first period. He's really been more tested than Tom Barrasso has from the standpoint of having to stop shots. Guys who had good speed coming right at him. And he had to stay out of the top of the crease to make some big saves. One on Lemieux. And Lemieux probably had the best chance in the slot area. Stevens also cut in on him, and he was able to come out and force him wide of the net.
Ron Francis leading all Penguin scorers in the playoffs with 15 points. Mario Lemieux right behind him with 14, and then Stevens with 13. A lot of people don't think Stevens has played up the capabilities in goal scoring in that, but Kevin Stevens has really had a pretty good series against the Islanders point-wise, and is third on the team in scoring. He is due, too, to break out and scoring goals, and when that happens, look out. Francis now behind the net, can't get to it, and Joey Mullen on the right wing boards. Stevens is in front of the net. There he is, and McEachran trying to push it in. He couldn't do it. And Ferraro coming up with a puck. So McEachran takes the left wing on this line here with Ron Francis and Joey Mullen. The Penguins have played well in the second half of this period. They have put the pressure on the last 4, 5, 6 minutes against the Islanders. And David Volek's going to backhand it away to the Penguin net. Barrasso stops that with a glove. Hurries it over with 1:21 to go, and the Pens come on to center ice. Joey Mullen takes the pass from Ronnie Francis. He had some room into the Islanders in. Slap shot coming up was partially deflected. Mullen goes after it, but Malikoff beats him to it. Murphy with a good play to keep it in. Left side, Francis had just gone off the ice. Lemieux, though, gets in the center. The Penguins retreat. They get back on side. Lemieux dish it off the right wing to Kevin Stevens. He's going for the net. Try to center it. He does, but Fitzgerald read it well. The Islander defenseman played it up the body of Rick Tocchet. Now the bouncing puck in around the Islander goal. And here's Lemieux with a steal on Bansky. Bansky moves in on him. Lemieux passes it over to Tocchet. Left side, Jennings shoots the puck, and it was deflected off one of the Islanders and into the seats. You can just feel the momentum now starting to turn towards Pittsburgh here. The tail end of this period as the Penguins try and knot it up.
Well, Bansky backing into Lemieux, and one thing you have to do, if you take Lemieux's body, you got to also concern yourself with his stick, because of that reach he has, he can still make good plays. And he with somebody there draped all over him, and he was able to make a nice little pass there. I'm sure Bansky figured, I've got him tied up. He didn't. Lemieux had his hands free and was able to make the pass.
He reaches out with that stick and a little flip pass, no more than 2-3 feet away.
John Doolin, the former equipment manager of the Penguins, to the right of Lauren Henning, the assistant coach, has a stopwatch in his hand. He's keeping track of the line changes and the time of the shifts. Or his coach, Al Arbor.
And his wife, Joni, and the 3 children. Saw her the other night. She's doing well. Wanted to say hello to everybody back in Pittsburgh. Gasparitis around the boards, and it comes off the far wing to Travis Green, and he clears on to center. Tocchet settles it in for Kevin Stevens. 33 seconds to go in the period. Rink wide pass near side of the Islander zone, and Gasparitis moves it to the blue line. Did he get it out? And I guess he did. That faceoff was brought outside of the Islander line, the last one, and it looked to me as though it hit an Islander on the shot by Jennings and went into the seats. It should have been inside the zone. The Penguins argued about that, but they lost the argument.
Some gritty players on the ice right now for the New York Islanders, with Travis Green at center ice and Dalgarno on the right wing, Claude Loiselle on the left. Guys are just out there to keep the big guys off the board.
How about the 2 defensemen, Gasparitis and Pilon?
Oh, yeah.
They'll bang you as hard as anybody.
Travis Green has been impressive from the standpoint that, he was more of an offensive guy when he was in junior hockey. And these guys have been brought in, and what they do is it's like, okay, you were an offensive guy in junior, but when you come to the National Hockey League and you play for Al Arbor, you're going to learn how to play defense first, and then maybe we can graduate to a line where you can have a chance to score some goals. First, learn the defensive part of the game.
I mean, nobody wants to lose their best player, and Pierre Turgeon certainly that for the Islanders. Here's Dalgarno, and the Islanders will be offside as they cruise back in. But it affords you an opportunity to see how people react in situations. And both Tom Fitzgerald and Travis Green have really stepped up a notch in their play. And the Islanders have to be very happy, regardless of the outcome of this series. And if they were to win it, of course, they would play Montreal. But they have to be very happy with the young kids and how they've responded in a situation where they've lost their best player for this playoff series. I say it appears because, I mean, should it go 7, there always is that chance that Pierre Turgeon might play in a 7th game, and that would be held Friday night, if in fact it's needed, at Pittsburgh.
As we talk about Dalgarno, and you know that everybody's been raving pretty much about the job he's been able to do on Kevin Stevens, and yet you look at Dalgarno's stats, and he's a -4 in the series.
Yeah, and Stevens in the series, I think, is the second leading scorer for the Penguins. On the left side here, Shell Samuelson for the faceoff at the Islander blue line. He missed the net on a wrist shot, and the Islanders again steer it up ice. Murphy hurries back to try and get to the puck to preserve some time, and he does. He gets 7.4 seconds left. Good hustle by Larry Murphy, and allowing the Penguins an opportunity here if they can control the draw. maybe get one or two good cracks at Glenn Healy.
Loiselle likes to talk, Mike, and he's yelling and barking at Shell Samuelson, and you can see Samuelson just skating away and doing his absolute best to stay away from him.
Well, Shell likes to talk too.
Yeah, he does, but you can just see the control that Shell Samuelson is trying to have right now, and trying to follow orders and just stay away from the trash talk. Loiselle's been one of the real yappers on the ice for the Islanders in this series.
Well, Ron Francis will try and win this draw, and they've got Lemieux out here with Kevin Stevens, Rick Tocchet, and Larry Murphy. So they pass up on another defenseman. Travis Green has the assignment against Ron Francis to the left of Glenn Healy. Tocchet muscling in against Loiselle, and they jumped the gun a little too soon. Lemieux motioning to Larry Murphy about something. Now Stevens jumped in quickly. Wayne Bonney, the linesman, trying to keep everybody out, and Bonney now talking to Ron Francis, wanting to know why he didn't drop the puck. And Francis is going to get waved.
Well, Francis does. He's supposed to have his stick down first. The guy on the road has to get his stick into the circle first. And what Francis does is put his stick down, and then as soon as the linesman checks the other guy, he lifts it up. He just keeps his eye on the linesman's eyes.
Lemieux trying to reach him. Loiselle, former center iceman, played it up and not out. Here's Murphy trying to shoot it. It hit a leg. He gets it back towards us between the circles. Lemieux gets to the puck, but time runs out. And we'll end the first period. They all come together at the end of the period, and the Islanders have the lead over the Penguins. The score, New York 2 and Pittsburgh 1, here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Yeah, you and I have come a long way together, 25 years. Ooh, they broke the mold when they put you together. I remember the night we met, and I've enjoyed every delicious moment since. Happy anniversary, Big Mac.
It's the 25th anniversary of Big Mac, so hurry on in to McDonald's and satisfy your Big Mac attack. Buy one Big Mac at regular price and get the second Big Mac for just 25 cents. Yeah, only a quarter.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Now you can get a 2-year lease on an Accord LX sedan for $239 a month with just $1,000 down. See your nearest dealer. He'll have all the facts.
See a Western Pennsylvania Honda dealer today.
First, they tried to stop him with a backroom deal. Now the political bosses have tried to force him off the ballot. But this is one judge they can't control, Judge James Munley, the only candidate for the Supreme Court who's fighting to keep the power of picking judges in the hands of the voters, not the politicians. Judge James Munley, decisions to stop criminals from getting off on technicalities, the courage to impose the death penalty. Judge James Munley, our judge, not somebody's politician.
Welcome back to the Nassau County Coliseum, where the New York Islanders have a 2-1 lead over the Penguins after one period of play. Brad Dalgarno got the Islanders on the board first, 25 seconds in. Penguins seemed to be a little disoriented defensively, and Dalgarno was able to take advantage of that all alone in front of Tom Barrasso, putting in a rebound to make it 1-0. But the Penguins bounced back on a goal by Martin Straka to tie it at 1 at 6:47. Loney and Samuelson, Shell Samuelson that is, assisting on that one. And then Derek King out of the corner. Shot from a sharp angle at 7:19. Baskey and Malikov assisting to make it 2-1. The shots on goal, Pittsburgh held the edge in that department, 12-9 in the first 20 minutes of play. And right now the Islanders leading the Penguins by a score of 2-1. Well, we're going to do something a little different here. Instead of having a live interview, we had a chance to talk to a couple of players today after the morning skate. And Steve Thomas was one of those players. He's been struggling in this series to find the net. Last game, he started to come on a little bit with 5 shots on goal. He was a +1. We started to see signs that maybe Steve Thomas was going to get on track and score some goals. Derek King had been suffering, as you know, not being able to generate any goals for the Islanders. Certainly the loss of Pierre Turgeon doesn't help, either Thomas or King. They played with him all season long, and now all of a sudden their center iceman is gone, and I think it's affected Steve Thomas. But we asked him to comment on his performance in this series this afternoon, actually this morning after the morning skate.
Yeah, I got some good quality shots. Tom Brass was playing pretty good, so he seemed to get him in his mid or hit him somewhere. But I think for me, if I'm going to get going offensively, I just have to keep working hard because I know things are going to come from me. This team expects me and depends on me to go out there and play well offensively and contribute offensively, and I hope I can start that tonight because our backs are definitely against the wall.
Well, we mentioned to you that the Penguins were shorthanded or played penalty killing time of over 17 minutes in Game 5. And they had only a couple of minutes, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, I believe it was, of power play time in Game 5. A tremendous disparity between the amount of time killing penalties and the amount of time spent on the power play. And what hurts really in that department is Kevin Stevens and Jaromir Jagr because they don't kill penalties. So they end up having to sit on the bench for long periods of time. And Kevin Stevens played only 13 minutes in Game 5. He normally plays 20, 22 minutes a game. So all of a sudden, not only is he not on the ice, but when he gets on the ice, he's stiff and cold, and he doesn't feel like he's part of the action, and he's less effective. So the Penguins really can't afford to be taking as many penalties as they have been. They've been averaging 15 minutes of penalty killing time in the playoffs. That's the highest number in the NHL. So they've got to bring the penalties down if they want to continue to excel offensively. It really breaks up the offensive flow, and it affects Kevin Stevens, and we asked him about that this morning.
Yeah, it is. You know, I don't like doing that. You know, me and Todd, I think Todd played 14 minutes and I played 13. So, you know, we felt pretty good the other night. That was one of the games you like to get out there and play as much as you can. But the penalties, that hurts. That hurts the flow of the game. It hurts my game. And, you know, when that happens, I don't get to play that much. And our penalty killers did a great job, and they deserve a lot of credit. But I think if we're going to be successful down the road here, we can't be taking all these penalties.
Kevin Stevens, I asked him if he's ever killed penalties. He said, yeah, but never when the game was on the line. And he said he'd much rather be out there in a power play than chasing the puck around trying to kill penalties. Kind of humorous, but you know, when you don't have a chance to kill penalties, that means you sit if your team's shorthanded throughout the game. Well, the Penguins, Larry Murphy is a candidate for the Norris Trophy. The league announced that yesterday, and certainly Murphy had a tremendous year for the Penguins, the best year of his career. And Mike Ramsey's been playing alongside of Larry Murphy. And Ramsey is one of those guys who's found out by playing alongside of him that Murphy has been an underrated defenseman over the years.
Well, I think you play alongside the guy, you start appreciating him a little bit more. He's so calm with the puck. He's cool. He reads the ice well. And I think, you know, over the years, they're wrapped it. You know, he doesn't play good defense, but I mean, he's out there. He's on the first penalty killing out there. He's out there in key situations. Other teams got their goalie pulled. He's out there when the game's tight. I mean, he's their go-to guy on defense. So, I mean, I definitely think he's a candidate. He should be considered. I mean, I think around the league, he doesn't get the recognition he deserves.
Mike Ramsey. And Mike Ramsey, by the way, coming into this game tonight, leading the National Hockey League in the plus-minus category at +12. He said Larry Murphy probably be right up there with him, except that Murphy's been on the ice for those shorthanded goals during the playoffs. We'll return to Long Island, where the Islanders have a 2-1 lead after 20 minutes of play in Game 6 of the Patriot Division Final Series in just a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network.
With vitamin A to help keep eyes bright, calcium for healthy teeth, and protein to help build muscle. When you drink milk, it shows. He likes milk and it shows. It does a body good. He likes milk and it shows. It does a body.
She's an assistant bank manager, a real go-getter. But tonight, she's Sally Camp, pizza delivery girl. You see, Sally thinks she has to drive to get great pizza. It's like she's working for the local pizzeria. Come on, Sally. Wake up and smell the mozzarella. Call Pizza Hut Delivery for delicious piping hot pizza. And right now, get a large Neapolitan pizza for $6.99 or 2 for $10.99.
Hey, Sal, get off the road and phone it in. Why pick up? Pizza Hut delivers.
When you move into a new house, little things are going to come up. Unexpected things. Things the previous owner forgot to mention. So to make your new house a home, turn to the book with more choices. It can even help if you want to get out of the house for a while. Bet you'll learn Bella, Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book could match it. A Bella Atlantic Company.
If you've ever wanted a collection of the most spectacular plays by Mario Lemieux, put a tape in your VCR and stay tuned after the game for Eyewitness News Tonight. We'll show you some of the most dazzling career highlights from the king of professional hockey. Stay tuned for the best of Super Mario tonight at 11, only on Eyewitness News Tonight.
Thousands send her money hoping to slim down. Now, Inside Edition investigates whether she's cashing in on your dreams.
After Eyewitness News Tonight.
Islanders lead the Penguins 2-1 after one, and one of the interesting aspects of this series is the matchup of the two coaches, Scotty Bowman and Al Arbour. Scotty Bowman began his NHL career with the St. Louis Blues in expansion, and his captain was 36-year-old Al Arbour, who wore glasses on the ice and was a defensive defenseman. Scotty Bowman was 34 years old. He was 2 years Arbour's junior. There's Bowman going on the ice with a bag of pucks, and there he is being interviewed in the locker room. Look at Scotty Bowman. I'll tell you, he's done a tremendous job in his career, a real innovator in terms of coming up with new ways to approach the coaching profession. In the NHL, he is probably the first guy to use video to scout the opposition. Of course, that's become the norm in the league these days. And fun to look back at the days when Scotty Bowman was with St. Louis and Al Arbour was his captain on defense. We'll be back to Long Island in a moment.
No.
No, we're not. I thought he said commercial. I'm talking in my ear. I swore he said we go to a break. Tommy Hawk. That's what we have for you tonight. The guaranteed to jinx the opposition item that's on sale now. This foam rendition is the Penguins' newest secret weapon. Use it all through the playoffs. Only $6 plus shipping and handling. In Pittsburgh, call 391-PENS. Outside of Pittsburgh, 1-800-8-GO-PENS, or write to Penguins mail order, Civic Arena, Pittsburgh, PA, 15219. Operators are standing by, so call now. And call the Penguin fan phone, brought to you by Pro Image and the Waterworks in Robinson Town Center. Get the latest stats and updates on your favorite Penguin players. Listen to the goal-by-goal game summaries before the newspapers actually print them. And you can dial 642-1990. All calls are free to the Penguins fan phone. Now we're going to go to a commercial break. The Islanders lead the Penguins 2-1 after 20 minutes of Game 6 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
In my beer commercial, I'm having an insane day at...
Since writing and starring in this Icy Light beer commercial, we've heard that Monica has been considered for her own late-night talk show, is organizing an all-star benefit to save the ozone layer, and has recently released a new workout video. What have you been up to lately? Isn't it time you wrote and starred in your own beer commercial? Call the Pittsburgh Brewing Company at 412-692-1101 and get the fame you so richly deserve. It's a Berg thing.
Recently, the Suzuki four-door Sidekick was voted best in its class in Canada. Pretty impressive. I mean, this is the great frozen north, the Yukon, rugged, untamed wilderness. We're even picking up a video as an adventure. So what if they call each other Hosehead and end every other sentence with A? It's an honor, and we're going with it.
The four-door Suzuki Sidekick, starting under $12,400. For great deals, see Wright, Bill Gray, or Cochran Suzuki today.
If you've ever wanted a collection of the most spectacular plays by Mario Lemieux, put a tape in your VCR and stay tuned after the game for Eyewitness News Tonight. We'll show you some of the most dazzling career highlights from the king of professional hockey. Stay tuned for the best of Super Mario tonight at 11, only on Eyewitness News Tonight.
There's a new crime syndicate on the streets.
Been spreading the word.
Next time on The Untouchables.
Saturday night at 11:30.